What's good, guys, and welcome to another episode of Mini Football Logic World Cup edition. Today we had arguably the performance of the tournament, or should I say first half performance of the tournament, and we had our first extra time game. Now let's start off with the extra time game, Japan versus Croatia. Obviously coming into this, you thought if Japan could beat Croatia, surely then, I made a mistake there, didn't I? If Japan could beat Spain and could beat Germany, surely then they could beat Croatia, right? But football doesn't work in such linear ways. Of course, Japan took the lead and they were valued for it. Croatia started off the game quite decent, quite strongly, and it seemed like the game was settling into a pattern. Croatia were dominant possession and Japan would catch them in the counter-attack. But soon enough, before the half was ending, they turned the game around in their favour and they were having control of the ball. And then just before halftime, via a short set piece, funnily enough, Croatia had their warning in the first 3 minutes with Taniguchi heading wide from a short set piece. History repeated itself. Deja vu. Ritsu Doan. That's a name that we've all been hearing in relation to Japan this tournament. Whipped in a devilish ball. Deflected off, I think, Croatia defender competing with Yoshida. And the ball rolled into Daisen Maeda's path, who already had 2 chances before this point, where he was in the right position but couldn't make the right contact or any contact with the ball, managed to put the ball in the goal. His first goal of the World Cup. Well, the first time he put the ball in the net, though, if you remember the opening game against Germany, he scored after just like 9 minutes. Nonetheless, Japan looked like they were in control and they were the better side, and they were actually looking like they were actually going to go through this. But remember the last time Japan was here? 2014, around the 16. 2-0 up against Belgium, they let it all slip away. It didn't feel quite like deja vu, but what happened afterwards was events that maybe shouldn't surprise all of us based on their history, because as we know, Japan have never reached a quarterfinal ever, and the best they've ever done is around the 16 tie. Out of nowhere, Dejan Lovren of all people whipped in a very good ball, and Perisic, as we know, for Croatia, he is the man. He is the guy with the clutch gene, all right? This was his 10th World Cup goal. An unbelievable header. He steered it like from near the edge of the box. He steered it. The header just curled into the corner. No chance of Gonda. He was never saving that. It's a ridiculous header. Like, where's that even come from? It's Perisic, isn't it? His 10th World Cup / Euros goal. One more than the great Davor Suker, mind you. Tells you just how great he is for his country. Of course, he's had some clutch performances for Tottenham this season as well. Nonetheless, so we went to extra time. As we know, Croatia are the masters of extra time. 6 of the last 7 matches before this going into extra time. And Croatia winning actually quite a few of them, if not all of them. So, unfortunately, what happened next isn't a true surprise. Obviously, as you know, Croatia also has a great record in penalty shootouts, proving their 2018 run, And Japan, when extra time was down and they went to penalty shootouts, took dismal penalties. Minamino, Yoshida, and there's one more guy, but I'm forgetting his name. They all took really bad penalties. What? How are you gonna... Yeah, they were just bad penalties. I don't know what else to really tell you apart from that. Croatia obviously scored all of theirs apart from Levaya's penalty. Livakovic saved 3 of those penalties. And only one of them you can say was pretty damn decent. They made this guy look like Yevgeny, but he's the second or third goalkeeper in World Cup history to save 3 penalties in a shootout. Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy. But yeah, Croatia once again find a way to win when the cards are against them. When Japan was pushing and putting the pressure on, they found a way to manufacture a result that favours them. They're now going to play against Brazil in the quarterfinals. They put on an absolute clinic in the first half against South Korea. Like, oh my gosh. Of course, we didn't think that South Korea were all going to go all balls to the wall for here. We didn't think they were going to go all out like they did. 2 up front, pressing quite, high-ish, trying to have players forward. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as those players get back and continue to put on the pressure. Maybe they should have followed the more Saudi Arabia versus Argentina blueprint where they pressed high and stayed high. Brazil are just too good for a team to not know 100% what you're doing if you're playing that kind of way, because they'll just pick you off. Look at the third Brazilian goal, Richarlison's goal. What a goal, man. Richarlison only scores bangers, ladies and gentlemen. Only scores bangers. Nonetheless, 4-0 at half-time. How can you be mad at that? At this point, Son must be already crying. Obviously, Korea, fair play to them, fought back, had some pride and fight in them to get a consolation goal, you know. Song-ho, long range, hard volley, very good goal. After Alisson made a couple of really tasty saves, and Tite had to take him off. Shout out to Tite, by the way. He gave me one of the most funnest moments of this World Cup in my eyes by doing the pigeon celebration with Richarlison when he scored his goal. I can't need to stay focused because, man, that was so funny. But it just shows you how comfortable Brazil were in that match and how quickly they established their dominance. It was the third goal about 40 minutes in, and even he couldn't help but dance. You know what I mean? Everyone was dancing. It was vibes, isn't it? That's how Brazil roll when they're at their best. But of course, people like Roy Keane will find it disrespectful. And a lot of other people that, should believe in the deeper traditional values of the game will find it not the most beautiful thing in the world. But it's fun. That's what football should be about, right? Fun. And Brazil epitomized that today in this game. It's obviously this video will come out tomorrow, but today in this game. But all in all, it was a very good performance from them, and one that will put everyone alert, red alert. Brazil are favourites and they're here to do damage. This is the beginning of a run that we expect them to reach at least the finals with. So we're going to wait and see. Everyone was superb. Neymar ran the show, Richarlison did his thing, Rafinha tried his hardest, Vinicius was magical. Yeah, man. Paqueta was doing his thing alongside Casemiro in the midfield. You can't be mad at that. It was a fantastic performance, and of course, the Brazilian people will be very happy with that. Of course, it could have been so much more than just 4 goals, but they missed a couple of chances in the first half, and even in the second half. And they took the foot off the gas, and that's why Korea were able to grow more into the game. But maybe Korea will take some, tips on this game and maybe not approach such a big game with such emotional tactics. It felt like they were playing based on emotion, hoping that they'll catch Brazil off guard, but it didn't appear to be the case. But that's it for the 2 games. Those are the 2 games that happened. We now have Croatia playing against Brazil in the quarterfinals. Well, we'll see how that goes. But first, we've got to finish around the 16. These are the last 2 games that are coming up next, and that's going to be Morocco, Spain, and Portugal, Switzerland. Of course, I'll be reacting to them in the next episode. So yeah, see you guys then.
Mini Laje.